Solar companies love to say 5-year payback. I ran the numbers for 20 different scenarios. The real payback is 8 to 15 years, sometimes longer, occasionally never. Let me show you the actual math so you know if solar makes financial sense for your situation. Here's the formula installers use to sell you on 5 years. They take your annual electric bill, let's say $2,000. They divide the system cost after tax credits, say $15,000 by 2,000. That's 7.5 years. Boom. 7.5-year payback. Sounds great. Except that math is wrong. Completely wrong. Because it ignores interest if you financed, panel degradation, electricity rate changes, maintenance costs, and whether you're actually home during peak sun hours to use the power you're generating. Let's do the real calculation. Start with system cost. A 6 kilowatt system, $18,000 before incentives, $12,600 after the federal 30% tax credit. Let's assume you paid cash, no financing interest. Now, annual savings. Your system generates about 8,000 kilowatt hours per year in an average sunny location. If your electricity rate is 15 cents per kilowatt hour, that's $1,200 per year in value. But here's the first adjustment. You're probably not home all day. If you're at work during peak solar production hours, you're not using all that power in real time. You're sending it back to the grid via net metering. If your utility credits you full retail rate, 15 cents, great, no adjustment needed. But if they credit you at wholesale rate, 3 to 5 cents, your actual savings drop to $300 to $500 per year. Payback just jumped to 25 to 42 years. It'll never pay off. This is why net metering policy matters more than anything else. Let's assume you have decent net metering. Full retail credit. $1,200 per year savings. Second adjustment, panel degradation. Solar panels lose about 0.5% efficiency per year. So year 1, you generate 8,000 kilowatt hours. Year 10, you're generating about 7,600. Year 20, 7,200. That means your annual savings decrease slightly every year. For simplicity, let's average it at 1,100 per year over 20 years. Third adjustment, inverter replacement. Inverters last 10 to 15 years. Budget $2,000 to $3,000 for a replacement around year 12. That's a one-time hit to your savings. Fourth adjustment, maintenance. Panels need occasional cleaning, especially in dusty areas. Maybe $100 to $200 per year. Some people ignore this, but it affects output. Fifth adjustment, opportunity cost. That $12,600 you spent on solar, what if you invested it instead? At a 7% annual return, it would be worth $49,000 after 20 years. This is the hidden cost nobody talks about. You didn't just spend $12,600. You spent the future value of that money. Now let's calculate real payback. System cost, $12,600 net. Annual savings, $1,100 average over 20 years. Divide, 11.5 years to break even. But wait, subtract the inverter replacement cost of $2,500 in year 12. Add that to system cost, $14,100 total invested. Payback, 12.8 years. That's realistic for a good scenario. Decent sun, good net metering, no financing interest. Now let's look at a bad scenario. Same 6 kilowatt system, but you financed it. Dealer fee added 30%, so you're financing $23,000. At 6% interest over 20 years, you pay $40,000 total. Your savings are still $1,100 per year, but you're paying loan payments of $200 per month or $2,400 per year. You're losing $1,300 per year for 20 years. You'll never break even. This is why financing solar is usually a trap. Here's another scenario. You're in an area with low electricity rates. 10 cents per kilowatt hour instead of 15. Your annual savings drop to about $700. Payback on a $12,600 system, 18 years. Add an inverter replacement and opportunity cost, and you're looking at 25 plus years. At that point, your panels are near end of life. You barely broke even. One more, you have shading issues. Trees, buildings, whatever. Your system only generates 70% of expected output. Annual savings drop to $770. Payback stretches to 20 years or more. So when does solar actually pay off? Scenario 1, high electricity rates. If you're paying 25 to 30 cents per kilowatt hour, common in California, Hawaii, parts of the Northeast, your annual savings jump to $2,000 or more. Payback drops to 6 to 8 years, even with realistic adjustments. Solar is a no-brainer. Scenario 2, you pay cash or use low-interest financing. No dealer fees, minimal interest. Payback stays in the 8 to 12-year range. Solid investment. Scenario 3, good net metering, minimal shading, decent sun exposure. The fundamentals work. You hit 10 to 12-year payback. Scenario 4, you plan to stay in your home for 20 plus years. Even if payback is 12 to 15 years, you still get 10 plus years of nearly free electricity after that. Over 30 years, it's worth it. Now, when does solar not pay off? Scenario 1, you're financing with a dealer fee and high interest. You'll lose money. Just don't do it. Scenario 2, low electricity rates, under 12 cents per kilowatt hour. Payback stretches past 20 years. Marginal investment. Scenario 3, bad net metering. If your utility only credits you wholesale rates for excess power, the economics collapse unless you're home all day using power in real time. Scenario for significant shading or poor roof orientation. If your system underperforms by 30% or more, payback becomes 20 plus years. Not worth it. Scenario 5. You're moving within 10 years. Solar rarely adds enough home value to offset the remaining payback period. You'll lose money on the deal. Here's the bottom line. Solar pays off in 8 to 15 years in most decent scenarios. Not 5, not 7, 8 to 15. If your electricity rates are high and you're paying cash, you're on the shorter end. If you're financing or your rates are low, you're on the longer end or possibly never. The 5-year payback claim is a sales tactic. It ignores financing costs, degradation, maintenance, inverter replacement, and opportunity cost. Run the real numbers for your situation. Use your actual electricity rate, your actual system cost after incentives, your actual net metering terms. If the math works, solar is a solid investment. If it doesn't, don't let a salesman convince you otherwise. Next video, charging your EV with solar panels. Does the math actually work, or is it another overpriced dream? If you're considering both solar and an electric car, you need to watch this. Subscribe. See you next time.